My apartment building, the Ashworth Arms, was a beautiful old structure from the late 1800s, high ceilings, carved wooden railings, and long, echoing hallways that smelled faintly of dust and varnish. But for all its charm, the place had one major flaw. The ceilings were thin enough to hear a pin drop, so living on the third floor meant I was painfully aware of every movement from the unit above mine. The strange part was the schedule. Every morning at 6:30 a.m. and every night at 9:45 p.m., a rapid sound always tore across the ceiling. It always lasted exactly 1 minute of a child-sized sprint, pacing back and forth in a perfectly straight line. At first, I tried to ignore it because I'm patient by nature. But the consistency, the force, and the eeriness of the routine wore me down until I felt mentally frayed. One Tuesday morning, after being jolted awake by the usual 6:30 a.m. sprint, I marched downstairs. I found the building's maintenance supervisor, Mr. Graves, sorting mail by the lobby wall. "Mr. Graves, I need to file a complaint about the noise in apartment 4A, I said. "There's constant running of sound twice a day and every day." It's been months. The old man usually looked bored by everything. But when I said apartment 4A, his expression froze. His hands paused in midair. 4A, that's the unit above you, right, Mr. Dean? Yes. And whoever is living there needs to stop. Mr. Graves slowly pulled a large brass key from his ring, staring at it like it belonged to a museum. "Son," he said quietly, "nobody lives in 4A. That apartment's been vacant and sealed for nearly 4 years." My stomach turned. Vacant. I hear running every day. Exact times. Exact pattern. He exhaled heavily and leaned against the mailboxes. 4 years ago, the tenant there was a young single mother. She lived with her 5-year-old boy, Toby, energetic little kid who loved to run up and down the apartment. The whole building knew it. He hesitated, eyes darkening. But the mother began acting strange. She said the building whispered to her. She looked exhausted all the time. People thought she was overwhelmed. He cleared his throat. One afternoon, she walked out of the unit and never came back. Police found the apartment empty. No break-in, no struggle. Just her keys left on the kitchen counter. And the boy? I asked, already fearing the answer. They never found Toby. The lobby suddenly felt ice cold. Did the running stop after they vanished? I whispered. No, he said. For a few weeks, people still complained. Always the same times. Always the same 60 seconds. That's why we sealed it. Figured it wasn't the living making the noise. He looked directly into my eyes. Toby always ran to the front door at 6:30 a.m. when his mother left for work. And at 9:45 p.m., he'd run to his room so she could tuck him in. My heart dropped. The thing in Frey wasn't random thing. It was reenacting a dead child's routine. That night, I stayed awake intentionally. I sat on my sofa in the dark, staring at the ceiling, waiting for 9:45 p.m. When the clock hit the exact minute, the running began. It was sharp, frantic, unnatural. The boards above trembled as tiny feet pounded across them. The familiar 60 seconds passed, but instead of stopping, the rhythm changed. The sprint slowed. The steps grew heavier. A heavy, adult-like weight replaced the childlike patter. The footsteps shifted direction, straight toward the spot above my bedroom. As I jumped up from the sofa, the footsteps above moved instantly, matching my steps, staying directly overhead. I grabbed my bag and bolted out the door, leaving every light on. As I sprinted down the staircase, the stomping echoed above me in perfect synchronization, floor by floor, as if something unseen was pacing me, tracking me and trying to keep up. By the time I burst through the front entrance of Ashworth Arms, one horrifying truth had sunk in. The routine had changed. It wasn't running to greet someone anymore. It was running to find me.